Storm Tracker weather starts now with Jason Laird.
Well, good morning, everybody. Hopefully your Friday's treating you well. It is a very cold start to the day. 8 degrees in Great Falls, 1 below right now as we head up to Havre, and also a very foggy start to the day as well. Pretty dense fog around Great Falls all the way up to Havre, and can't even rule out a few little isolated flurries early in the day, mainly because we got some moisture to work with and the temperatures are so darn cold that that could turn over to snow. Just kind of that real light stuff like we saw yesterday afternoon. 22 for a daytime high in Great Falls. Same story along the High Line. Cooler in Cutbank at 15. All right, this afternoon we've got a ton of weather alerts going into effect. Winter weather advisory going into effect for the areas in purple. We've got a winter storm watch down into southeastern Montana. And then the big one, that is going to be a winter storm warning going into effect at 3 this afternoon. That's when we should start to see a little bit of moisture moving into the region. So around the noon hour, we're going to start to really see some thick building clouds here. And then I would anticipate about 4 is when that snow is going to start impacting the Rocky Mountain front. It's going to become very widespread and heavy around 6. Now, as this system pushes over the mountains, we'll likely see kind of windy conditions, so blowing, drifting snow, very limited visibilities, especially up and down I-15. Something to keep in the back of your mind. I know a lot of folks heading out hunting this weekend, and definitely going to be limited visibilities and kind of poor travel, especially today. You'll notice that snow is going to stick with us all night tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll see overnight lows a little bit more mild compared to where we were last night. The reason behind that, clouds. Last night we were relatively clear and had snow on the ground. That actually causes for cooler temperatures usually, but as for tonight, going to be a little tiny bit more mild, if you want to call 10 mild. 11 along the High Line, about 8 degrees in Hays and 12 in the capital. And then tomorrow we'll see daytime highs struggling to really warm up at all as that Arctic air mass remains planted over top of the state. And more snow continues tomorrow. Those heavy bands of snow expected to stay camped out over most of Montana throughout the day. We'll start to see that snow taper off around the noon hour for the High Line, but still some lingering flurries Saturday afternoon and evening for a good chunk of central Montana. As for Sunday, still very cold, likely even a little bit colder for Great Falls, 11 degrees, teens along the High Line, and maybe a couple of mid to low 20s west of the Divide. Those flurries will taper off Sunday morning. Not that it's going to get warm as you just saw, but we're going to start to see that warmer air mass move back into central Montana. That's going to allow for a little bit more mild temperatures as we head into the new work week. So the big talking point, snow totals. I bumped things up a little bit because we are looking at some heavy pockets of snow throughout the area. So likely about 12 to 18 once it's all said and done for Great Falls. Same story for the capital, but you'll notice there's going to be some heavier pockets in there. Wouldn't be surprised if the mountains see about 2 feet once it's all said and done. Over the next 7 days, here's how it all comes together again. 22, snow moving in late here today. Very cold weekend on tap, but mellowing out a little bit next week, back up to the low to mid 40s. Today, 30 degrees in the capital, teens then through the weekend, a little bit more mild next week. Shannon.
All right.